everybody, this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to show you a purple rose themed hand painted on this candle or flower vase, and I'm only going to be using actually two brushes. Both of them are number 12 flat brushes, applied one stroke. The paint I will be using will be Lavender, Perfect Purple, Red Violet, I just have to look and make sure I'm saying that right, Citrus Green, Thicket, and last but not least, Wicker White. Now, it's having a little difficulty with this design for whatever reason. I painted it on paper and was happy with the way it turned out, and for some reason when I went to do the video last night, I could not get it to work right. So let's see if we can do it tonight. Wish me luck, please. So what I'm going to do is start with, originally was using a light lavender, but this is going to be a darker version here because I actually ran out of the light lavender. So let's get started here, and just to show you, because a lot of times my video range does not show what I'm doing on the plate as far as loading. On this one I'm just actually tipping my brush into the paint that I want to use at the time and doing the blending strokes. As I go on, I will be tipping my sides into these other colors. Alright, I apologize for that. I had to let my barking dog out. We have the ring and it's sensitive, so if somebody drives by our house it'll go off. So again, I apologize. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if I can get this to work tonight. It's like fingers crossed. And so basically I am starting with my first and main flower. I know some people want to know, well, how do you set up your designs? And honestly, I use a lot of like Pinterest floral arrangement kind of deals, whether it's something that's been created on a computer or if it's been maybe even a real flower arrangement or pictures of flowers, that type of thing, and then create my own design based on that. I don't copy it per se, I just use it as inspiration. Alright, so I'm going to do that set right here, and then I am going to go on to do my base of my partially opened flower over here. So I'm basically just wiggling my brush, bringing it up and down and over. I'm sorry, my nose is running, I apologize. I've been fighting a cold and say, here we go. Alright, so on this one I'm dipping into the red violet, and I'm just going to come in here, do the similar design, and it's just like I'm layering it. I'm not actually going to cover up the underneath. I want the underneath color to show. And then I'll go over here and do the same thing. And I'm just going to, again, wiggle up and down and around. Now when you're doing this type of a design, if you chose to just go ahead and use the same colors, you don't have to do the variety of colors I'm doing. I just wanted to do it just to be doing something different. So I just want you to know that it's okay if you don't, if you want to just keep using the same color, you can, one color and do the entire flower that way, that's fine. For me, I'm just choosing to do a variety of the purples just to give it what I would consider a little more interest by doing that. If you don't like it, it's not something that you definitely have to do it this way in order to do this design. Obviously, with any of my designs, please feel free to use whatever colors you have available. I'm going to move these paints all the way too. Whatever colors you have available to you in your house. Don't go out and buy anything new just to be doing a design that I'm creating. Please do not do that. I don't want you wasting your money. These I'm doing a little bit different. I think I might put like a little one right here, because that one's kind of big and they don't all have to be big. And these are just little buds. And tip it off here. I mean, you could have these being 3 of the different colors of purples, but I'm just to do the red violet on this for this one. Not really sure, in no particular reason, and I don't want to smash this one, but I do want to put a different kind of one down here, more of a rounded shape. But they don't all have to be wiggly, but I mean, you can add a little wiggle into this if you want, and then put just a little round and wiggled, and then you can go either direction, this way, or you can come in and pull in a rounded to meet up with it like that. That's fine. And these I'm not going to layer. I'm just layering the center and this other one, partially open one over here. Alright, let's see. What do I want to do next? Let me go ahead and dip into the Perfect Purple. I'm going to do that right here. And these are just some added layers that I'm doing. And then I'm going to do this one. The center here, I'm just kind of trying to do this to where it gets a little bit smaller. So then I have just a smaller inside part that I'm doing. And I decided to turn this so that it could be seen a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is just go like this. You can give it a little wiggle if you want. And then come over here. Well, you know what? I'm going to do this one. And then you can wiggle it a little bit if you want. Like I said, it doesn't have to be, or you can. Either way. And then what I'm going to do is I want to have another layer out here of, and hopefully I'm not messing this up again, because I'm doing it a little bit differently than what I just tried to do on a sample I did on a glass plate. Like I said, this really gets me when I can't get it right. Okay, so I have like that. And then what am I going to do next? Let's dip into the red velvet. And I think I have these. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wiggle a little bit and then just bring it up like that. Now I could rotate the color, but I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I'm just going to wiggle it a little bit and just bring it up like that. Now I could just leave it alone, and I might, because I don't know that I want to mess it up. I think I've probably gotten it the best I'm going to get it, to be honest with you. Let me see what I can do over here on this one. I guess I'm not trying to mess this up tonight. I really want to get this done. I liked this design. And then when I kept messing it up, it's like, for heaven's sakes, what is the problem? But, and I've mentioned this before, I've had some designs that I have painted and painted and painted that I cannot seem to get right, even though I've painted them a gazillion times. And then when I'm trying to do it, the next time, it's just like it just finally, I take a rest from it and it finally falls into place. I'm not sure that I feel that way about this design tonight, but we'll see. Oh my goodness. I'm not doing it again though. And I kind of do it like the center one. The center flower was done. I did turn that so that we could see it. I'm going to dip into the perfect purple and see if I can come out like this and maybe do another wiggly design in front of it. And just one last one until I add one other part. And I'm just lightly wiggling it and just going to pull it over here. And then what I'm going to do, and I apologize, my furnace is kicking on now, of course. I'm going to do my lower little ruffly petals. And I'm just doing these in the, oops, sorry, lavender. And I'm going to come over here and do the same thing over here, just wiggling it, and coming in like that. Now to finish it up, if I want, I can do one more layer here, and I might just put it as the perfect purple, and then just do one more coat here that'll just kind of come in here just ever so lightly to pull it all together, and just keep it like that. Alright, so I think I've gotten through the flower part. I know my little center one is kind of weird looking, but I guess that's what you get when you are using so many different colors too. So many different colors. And with the greenery that I'm going to put on here, I am using the Thicket, the citrus green, and I am actually touching into the Wicker White. And I'm just going to do my little stems and just have my flowers basically with the leaves, you know, with this kind of a painting, you know, because I really don't have like a long, yeah, it's a little long kind of, but a longer base to where I could have like the stems coming down. I'm going to make it look more with the leaves and all like it's just a design that's been set up with just the leaves and not really the stems per se coming down. And I am using my flat brush just to pull in these. I mean, you can do it thinner. It doesn't have to be as thick as I just did it. But it's fine for now. I'm just hoping I don't smash this other flower. And then over here on the buds, just so afraid I'm going to smash them here. I just like to bring my leaves up around it like that, pull them, and then go over here and do the same thing. And you can do them a little crisper. I am pulling up some of the purple, which is fine. You can use a liner if you want, or if you want to use your flat brush, you can do that too. Whatever you're comfortable with. If you're somebody that paints already, chances are you're going to have techniques that you're used to doing. And I like to watch other people paint too, because I pick things up that maybe I didn't know, or techniques and such that I just didn't know anything about. So I do like to watch other people paint. But there's always room for learning. Always room for learning. But it also doesn't mean that what you're doing is not right. It just means that there's other ways to do it. And just keep that in mind. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, got these kind of hooked together, and I'm trying to do some different things with the actual leaves. I do a double layer here, and like say on something like this, you can bring it up and around. If you even want to put a stem on it, you don't have to. I'm going to, you know, do it just very little, but I do like my leaves, so definitely like my leaves. Hopefully you're a leaf person too, because I do a lot of leaves. But I'll tell you one thing, if you are not, then don't do as many as I do. You know, mine are just because that's what I like. I like it when it's full. But if you don't, like I said, just use your imagination. That's the main thing. Use your imagination, let it flow. What I do may not be right for you. You may just pick up some pointers from me. Maybe I'm part of what I'm doing you like, and that's fine. Perfectly fine. I'm just going to do these over here like that. And I could put some out, you know, coming down the flower a little bit too. Because as I say, in nature, it doesn't all just sit straight and pretty. It kind of bend and move and are on top of each other. So you want to kind of simulate that where it's not all straight and narrow. Like I said, I like to stick some leaves in here. Around these, you can actually put some coming down if you want, or coming out from here. And they can turn in different direction. They don't have to all go the same direction. Go like this. Now these thin little things that I'm painting on here, they're not real opaque, so they're probably not going to be as, oh, how do I say it, as, you know, if it's thicker, all I have in my mind right now is stable, but that's not the word, durable, per se. If your paint's thicker, that will allow it to actually have some stabilization to it because it is thicker. You don't want your paint too thick because it'll bubble if you bake it, but you just have to keep in mind that if it's opaque, it means it's on a little bit thicker and it won't scratch as easily. If you treat your painted glassware like fine china, it's going to be around for a while. Alright, if you notice on this one, this leaf, I used one side is darker than the other on the outside, which is great. You can rotate your leaves like that if you want, so that they're different. This one down here can be the same color on each exterior part, which is fine. And what I recommend, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll hear me say this, is sit down and just practice. And if you're watching somebody paint and you don't feel like you're really getting it, or maybe the first time you try it you aren't just mine don't look like that. First of all, that's okay. Second of all, sit down and practice. Whether you have some cheap paper like I'm using, or you have glass or wax paper. Wax paper is perfect, absolutely perfect to paint on. You know, it's a slippery, gives you a slippery surface, which kind of mimics glass, and then it also will allow you, you know, to practice and just throw it away when you're done. You know, I think sometimes you kind of just have to train your hand and get the feel of it in order to be able to do it. Flipping is a lot easier on paper, to be honest with you. When you go to flip to do a leaf like this, it's definitely easier on paper. And you should be able to do it just a consistent and flip it. I haven't really shown you too much of that. I might just eventually here do a video that shows some of the different things that you can do with leaves. But they're fun. You know, just to give it a little different look. And I think we tend to do the leaves that we feel comfortable with, or the petals. And I try to do different ones to get out of my comfort zone. But you know, a lot of times you just kind of do what you like. And I love these ruffly leaves. Oops, stuck my paint or my brush in the paint the wrong direction. There we go, down like that. So I think I'm going to stop for now. I could just keep going and adding and adding and adding. I don't think I need to do that. But it's pretty. It's pretty different, but it's pretty. I like how it turned out. If you do, and I hope you do, give me a big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to notify or get notified whenever I submit something new or post something new. Once you're done viewing the video, please make sure you hit that share button underneath the video. That will allow you to share it on your social network with all of your family and friends. If you have any questions or comments, anything you'd like to see me paint in the future, please also leave that down below in the comments section. And once again, I do appreciate you. And until the next time, you have a good one.